On Global TV News Prime, President Tinubu over Council of States meeting. Ogun State government distributes 24,000 bags of fertilizers to farmers. On the foreign scene, Iran rejects Western calls to stand down Israel threat. And in sports, President Tinubu and others applaud Wakama over Olympic heroics. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria around the world to News Prime on Global Television. We're coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I'm Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365. President Bola Tinubu is currently chairing the meeting of the Council of State at the council chambers of the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja. Former Presidents Goodluck Jonathan and Muhammadu Buhari are on site for the inaugural meeting convened by President Tinubu. Kikia Lomo-Okere has details. We'll bring you that report in our subsequent bulletin. As Nigeria joins the rest of the world to mark this year's World Organs Donation Day, experts at the Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital are looking on Nigerians to imbibe the spirit of organ donation to help save lives. At the dialysis center of the hospital, doctors also told Kano residents that the center does not buy organs but encourages people who may wish to donate. The Abuja Muslim Forum has donated the first zakat of the organization in the territory. Speaking on the modality of the disbursement of the zakat, Malam Ibrahim Idris, coordinating secretary of AMF, says that the organization got some amount of money but took a different style in disbursing the funds. He says the wayfarer share was given to the National Union of Road Transport Workers from Mabushi branch to be shared to those who may be stranded. Governor Hyacinth Alia of Benue State begged youth to embrace peace for needed development of the state. Alia made the appeal during his broadcast to mark this year's World International Day celebration. He says discussions are ongoing with all government ministries, agencies and departments geared towards creating avenues for youth engagement and empowerment. Alia urged the youth to continue to support and cooperate with his administration as it navigates the challenging times and strive to implement policies that will bring about meaningful and lasting change. The judges dismissed the judgment of the Federal High Court and ordered Gombe APC to pay a fine of 200,000 naira. Senator Goje had in July 2023 filed a stay of execution appeal against the judgment, which upheld its dismissal from the APC executives from the Kashere ward of Ako local government area of the state. The judges dismissed the judgment of the Federal High Court and ordered Gombe APC to pay the fine. President Bola Tinubu has approved the national policy on health workforce migration to address the challenges facing Nigeria's health human resources. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Pati, disclosed this on his X handle. Pati says the policy is more than just a response to the ongoing exodus of healthcare professionals, but a comprehensive strategy to manage, harness, and reverse health workers' migration. Reactions have emerged following a proposal by the Patriots, a group led by Chief Emeka Anyaoku, urging President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to initiate the process of drafting a new constitution through a National Constituent Assembly. In his reaction, elder statesman Alhaji Tanko Yakasai, who is also a member of the Patriots, in a statement urged the president to proceed cautiously. Yakasai, who emphasized the importance of broad constitutions and careful consideration, warned that neglecting these steps could lead to national chaos and instability. Renowned constitutional lawyer Professor Awalu Yadudu also expressed reservations about the call for a new constitution and cautioned that any reworking of the fundamental document must conform to constitutional process. He warned that deviating from this part could lead to chaos and disorder in the country. President Bola Tinubu has signed the Judicial Office Holders' Salaries and Allowances Bill into law. Special advisor to the President on Senate Matters, Senator Bashir Lado, disclosed this in a statement in Abuja. The National Assembly had in June approved a bill that grants a 300% salary increase for judicial officers at the federal and state levels. The federal government has extended invitations to local innovators, manufacturers, and research institutions to present their cutting-edge solutions that can enhance national security through the Defense Innovation Challenge. The Defense Minister of State, Bello Matawalle, stated this at a press briefing ahead of the 68th anniversary celebration at the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria in Abuja. Kike Lomokere has details.
The Defense Industry Corporation of Nigeria, DICON, according to the federal government, has since been at the forefront of Nigerians' defense manufacturing, contributing significantly to national security and technological advancement. The Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle, says the new DICON Act 2023 has the potential to significantly contribute to Nigerians' national development and security by boosting foreign exchange earning through local production of defense equipment, creating jobs for skilled Nigerians, and reducing capital flights to foreign nations.
Vehicles, artillery, and other defense equipment. Despite facing challenges, DICON persevered, driven by its commitment to self-reliance and national security. DICON's 60 years journey is a testament to Nigerians' commitment to self-reliance in defense production through collaboration and innovation.
The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Ibrahim Kana, and the Director General of DICON, Major General Anid Edet, says it is now mandatory for the government and its agencies to procure military hardware locally, except in instances when it is not available.
And at the moment, we have reached advanced stage. In fact, we're at the point of signing an MOU between the MOD and the Ministry of Steel. That MOD will see to the reactivation of 1 or 2 plants in Ajakuta. Those plants will be solely responsible for production of equipment that are relevant to the military industrial complex.
It's the first of its kind happening around Nigeria here and in most parts of Africa, and it is meant to harness and deliberate on technology and innovation ideas. We are going to bring youth that are talented around Nigeria. We have heard of cases in many states in Nigeria where youth are already innovatively making things in the informal sector.
The DICON 60th anniversary celebration holding on the 14th to 15th August will present a platform for about 150 foreign countries and nationals to showcase defense equipment exhibition. Kike Lomokere.
President Bola Tinubu is currently chairing the meeting of the Council of State at the Council Chambers of the Asarok Villa, Abuja. Former Presidents Goodluck Jonathan and Muhammadu Buhari are on site for the inaugural meeting convened by President Tinubu. Kike Lomokere has details.
Former Head of State General Yakubu Gowon retired and General Abdulsalam Abubakar retired joined the meeting virtually alongside the governors of Abia, Adamawa and Akwa Ibom State. The meeting began at 12:35 p.m. local time with an opening ceremony where attendees sang and recited the national anthem and national pledge respectively. It comes 18 months after the council last met on February 10, 2023 under the former President Muhammadu Buhari. At the time, Buhari had convened the meeting over the 2023 election, the crisis emanating from the new Naira policy and fuel scarcity. At the presidential villa, the council met to deliberate on crucial national issues, particularly the end bad governance protests, including national security, economic challenges, and the appointment of key public officials like the chairman and members of the Independent National Electoral Commission, the National Population Commission, and the Police Service Commission. The National Council of State is a constitutional organ of the Nigerian government that advises the executive on policy making, among other functions. It includes the president, who serves as its chairman, the vice president or former president and head of state or former chief justice of Nigeria, and the president of the Senate, the speaker of the House of Representatives, the attorney general of the Federation, the secretary to the government of the Federation, and all state governors. Its role is largely advisory, guiding the president in decision-making process on national security, appointments, and economic policies. Kike Lomo Okeri.
The cost of getting medication has become quite expensive in the rural areas and seemingly out of reach of the common man, leaving them at the mercy of patent medicine vendor who has little access to commodities. As a result, a Center for International Development and Research is bridging the gap by providing health financing facilities to patent vendors. Anthony Mamadou tells us more.
There is no gainsaying the poor healthcare services in the country, thus the need for urgent improvement in the sector. Speaking at a healthcare collaborative event, Dr. Uchenna Igbokwe says interventions like the ASR is key for the provision of quality healthcare services for vulnerable Nigerians.
Upwards of 60% or more of Nigerians, their first point of call when they have fever, when their child has a cough, is a patent medicine vendor. So what does that mean? It means we need to bring them into the system rather than shutting them out. It means we need to work with the regulator.
There are a few reasons. One of them is the fact that the PPMVs and the community pharmacists present the first line of defense for healthcare in this country. And if we understand that a significant population of Nigeria inhabits the areas populated by these CPs and PPMVs, i.e. the semi-urban and the rural areas, we know that this is an opportunity to make significant impact in healthcare and access to healthcare financing for these PPMVs.
Other stakeholders and development partners express confidence in the collaborative effort in the sector to better the lot of patent vendors and poor Nigerians.
That the community pharmacists and the PPMVs can provide expanded services for healthcare. This model that is launched today is on the PACS project, promoting accreditation for community health services. And so we want to provide, or the package will provide financing for these facilities that have been trained.
However, some medicine vendors spoke on their plight and the need for support.
People to bring more thing for us, that we have getting some money to buy medicine and take care of our patient in house. This medicine is good medicine. They have NEDO number, they have expiring dates. Any medicine that you have seen here, na new product.
Like last week ago, I was sober with a malaria, and I come here, I discuss everything with him. He have given me, and I take it. I was here, I already recovered. Alhamdulillah. Okay, I go to hospital. The bill is over to me. I can't pay it. Understand?
It is hoped the health sector will benefit from the emerging efforts and policies of government in improving the healthcare sector. Anthony Momodu reporting for Global Television.
The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, says the force is on the trail of those responsible for violent protests across the country. The Inspector General of Police disclosed this at the Nigerian Police Force Youth Summit to celebrate the International Youth Day in Abuja. Kike Lomo Okeri has details.
Every year is set aside by the United Nations to be celebrated as the International Youth Day. At this year's celebration coming immediately after 10 days nationwide protest, it is an avenue for the Nigerian Police Force at this youth summit to dialogue with stakeholders, especially youth, on the vital roles of youth. August 12 every year is set aside by the United Nations to be celebrated as the International Youth Day. At this year's celebration coming immediately after 10 days nationwide protest, it is an avenue for the Nigerian Police Force at this youth summit to dialogue with stakeholders, especially youth, on the vital roles of youth in governance and national security. Speaking at the Nigerian Police Force Youth Summit, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, disclosed that the police only targeted a specific shop within the NLC building, which was linked to a prime suspect in the End Bad Governance protest. The police boss also denied allegation by the Nigerian Labour Congress that police raided its head office in Abuja.
I won't be able to share the details yet because we are still on the trail of these individuals. Some of them are already out of the country. They immediately escaped. Some of them are even foreigners. One of them was traced to the Labour House the other day, and I was just wondering why the noise about the raid on Labour House when the police didn't raid Labour House. We raided only a shop that the individual was using as a front, and we have been monitoring his activities. He was very active in the Sudan crisis.
The President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was represented by the Minister of Youth, Jamila Bio Ibrahim, says youth empowerment is not just a future investment, but a present-day imperative.
To review, but there really wasn't much of a change. But then we realized some gaps, like youth well-being, to be well addressed, and to that effect the committee that is reviewing it has actually included or recommended we establish a youth well-being department in the Ministry of Youth Development to address mental health, sexual and reproductive health.
Beyond the recent protests, the emerging challenges in the country remains a source of worry. The police authority says forums like this will become a regular part of their program meant to address trust deficit with the populace. Kike Lomo Ukeri, Global Television News.
The federal government, as many African countries, have now started procurement of arms and ammunition from the Defense Industry Corporation of Nigeria, DICON. It says, I beg your pardon, the feat was made possible sequel to the new DICON Act 2023, which provides the potential to significantly contribute to Nigeria's national development and national security by boosting foreign exchange earnings. The Minister of State for Defense, Bello Machawale, stated this at the ministry's headquarters, Abuja, when he briefed journalists on the activities lined up for the 68th anniversary of DICON and the launch of the maiden edition of the Africa Defense Industries Conference. The Gombe State Commissioner of Health, Dr. Habu Dahiru, has announced that the State Public Health Emergency Operations Center has been placed on alert following confirmed and suspected cases of diphtheria in Hewangana Ward, Gombe. Reports state that diphtheria caused by Corynebacterium is a vaccine-preventable disease characterized by severe throat and respiratory infections that could lead to death if untreated. Dahiru disclosed that the state has recorded 3 suspected cases and 1 confirmed case of diphtheria. Floods have wreaked havoc in several communities in Jigawa, Yobe, Bauchi, and Kebbi states, submerging many houses and farmlands. The incidents have also left many people displaced, even as major highways have been damaged, making mobility extremely difficult in some of the affected areas. The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, Kano Zonal Command, has received 12 rescued victims of human trafficking. The agency's zonal commander, Abdullahi Babale, stated this in Kano while receiving the victims rescued by the Kano State Police Command. Babale says the state police arrested 3 suspects, Shafiu Salisu, 25, and Bachirawa Quarters, Kano, Rebecca Adebayo, 22, of Kwara State, and Mujibat Olagoke, 27, from Oyo State, in connection with the trafficking. He noted that the rescued victims, aged 15 and 40, were all females. The Jigawa state government has lifted the curfew in 8 local government areas where looting and destructions took place during the End Bad Governance protest. The State Commissioner for Information, Youth, Support and Culture, Honorable Sagir Musa, disclosed this after the state security meeting chaired by Governor Umar Namadi. 3 people have been confirmed killed by flood, while houses, farmlands and other valuables worth billions of naira have been washed away by a downpour that lasted 3 days in villages and communities across 3 local government areas of Bauchi State. The Director General of the State Emergency Management Agency in Bauchi, Masood Aliyu, who gave the confirmation during visits to the affected communities by a delegation led by the Secretary to the State Government, Barrister Ibrahim Kashim. The Acting Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, Chris Mayaki, has identified a poor governance system, academic corruption and inadequate funding as some of the challenges confronting Nigerian universities. He spoke while delivering the 2024 registry at Babcock University in Ilishan, Remo, Ogun State. The lecture was titled Registry Operations and Technology, Leveraging Technology to Optimize Registry Operations in Alignment with University Best Practices. Mayaki noted that Nigeria's university system had in the last 3 decades experienced a decline compared to preceding decades when remarkable achievements were recorded. In business, the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission has called on other states of the Federation to imitate best practices to replicate the feat of Lagos State in internally generated revenue records. The RMAFC directed the call to other states during a research visit by the Commission to Lagos House, Ikeja. State Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Abayomi Oluyomi, said the state achieved a significant milestone in IGR, increasing it by 70% over the past 5 years. The Central Bank of Nigeria announced the reintroduction of several key economic reports, stating its commitment to transparency and accountability in the nation's economy. These reports include the Purchasing Managers Index, Business Expectation Survey, Inflation Expectation Report, and other critical macroeconomic indicators. According to a statement by the Acting Director of Corporate Communications at CBN, CD Ali, the move is part of the CBN's ongoing data enhancement initiative and is designed to provide stakeholders with timely and accurate insights into Nigeria's economic performance. On the foreign scene, the FBI has opened an investigation into allegations from the Trump campaign that he was targeted by hackers working for the Iranian government. A Trump campaign spokesman said the documents were illegally obtained by foreign sources hostile to the United States. Iranian officials have denied any connection to the hack, and the U.S. government has not formally accused Iran. The FBI is also looking into whether Iranian hackers targeted the Joe Biden-Kamala Harris campaign. A Bangladesh court has launched a murder investigation against ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and 6 other senior officials from her administration. The investigation followed police killing of a man during the civil unrest in the country last month. Reports state that the sacked 76-year-old former Prime Minister fled to neighboring India by helicopter a week ago, where she currently remains. Her departure came amid mass protests that engulfed Dhaka, which abruptly ended her extended period of iron-fisted rule. In sports, Argentine star Lionel Messi was ruled out by Inter Miami coach Gerardo Martino for the defending Champions League Cup knockout match at reigning MLS champion Columbus. Messi remains sidelined after suffering a right ankle injury a month ago in Argentina's 1-0 victory over Colombia in Copa America final. Messi has not yet trained with his Miami teammates since escaping a walking boot. President Bola Tinubu has joined other basketball enthusiasts to applaud the Tigress head coach Rena Wakama following the team's laudable outing at the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris, which led to her being voted the best coach of the women's basketball tournament, an honor Tinubu says is well deserved. As we end the Global News Prime, let's take a look at some of our top stories. President Tinubu presides over a National Council of State meeting. Ogun State government distributes 24,000 bags of fertilizers to farmers. On the foreign scene, Iran rejects Western calls to stand down Israel threat. In sports, we told you President Tinubu and others applaud Wakama over Olympic heroes. And that's it on the News Prime, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV, channel 365, and Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching, and see you again.